Crypto, the Bank of International Settlements, the Bank of Banks, giving you the Millionaire Blueprint as we head into 2024 and 2025. I'm going to break that down today. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make the complex simple. I take very complex strategies and we put it into a logical circuit with facts, figures, numbers, logic. Remember, as they tell you to look this way, there's always another narrative going on this way. So this week, I'm doing a series of videos to help demystify all the craziness going on. So if you haven't watched this video, watch this first around central bank digital currencies replacing the dollar. Now, I want to share with you guys, I love you guys as my friends and family. I want to make sure you don't get scammed. We will never proactively DM you. I will never ask you to send me money. Those are all scammers. We have an education academy where we've helped over 7,000 warriors get their shit together in the description down below. We also have a index universal life team, all licensed insurance agents, where you can do a free consultation to understand how we secure, protect, grow, and compound our wealth, specifically as we go into this next bull run, where you could radically transform your family's life by doing the affinity banking concept. That's in the description down below. So this series this week, I hope that you enjoy this. I'm going to do a series. I'll be traveling this week, but I want to do a series with you guys to demystify. And tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the connection between 1970, detaching from the gold standard, and the connection right now in the major transformation in our banking system. Remember, our financial system as we sit in right now, it's fiat. It's fake money. America's buried in a 120% debt to income ratio. If they were a person, they couldn't even go in and buy a car or buy a house. But you get judged and you have to file bankruptcy. If you're at 120% debt to income ratio, it makes no sense. 33% of our debt is held outside the United States. The policies aren't going to fix this, guys. But what can fix this, though, is a transformation in the monetary system. And as the BIS says right here, a blueprint for the future monetary system. So don't believe a long-haired hippie dude coming on here and saying, I love you. Let's listen to the Bank of International Settlements, the Bank of Banks, explaining to us the blueprint for the future monetary system, improving the old and enabling the new. As I shared with you, we're moving from industrial to technical, from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0. And what you're experiencing is first they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. You're in the regulation and joining phase. And if you have a proper investment strategy, you could radically transform your family's life. But remember, inaction is action. So let's dive into this video. Just get your pen and paper out. This should blow your mind. If anybody in your family is struggling with cryptocurrency, or your drunk uncle is still telling you that cryptocurrency is a fraud, or your mom and dad are judging you about the old archaic banking system not transferring, just send them this video and have them take a look. Maybe they'll believe the Bank of International Settlements, the Bank of Banks, that it gives the recommendations to the G20 for global regulation by the end of 2023.
Where we lay out a blueprint for the future monetary and financial system that could usher in,
where they lay out the blueprint for the future of the financial system. I don't know how more clear we can get on what's happening.
and quite profound changes to what is feasible in many walks of economic life. And let me start by putting things into a broader context. Throughout history, innovations in monetary arrangements have coincided with new types of economic activity that have led to dramatic spurts of growth and development. An important innovation was the advent of money in the form of ledger entries overseen by trusted intermediaries, which allowed new financial instruments that bridged both the geographical distance involved in trade, as well as a timing gap between incurring costs and receiving payment. The growth in trade and commerce in the last 500 years is hard to imagine without these innovations. Now, these were paper ledgers for hundreds of years, but when paper ledgers gave way to electronic record keeping, the gains were more dramatic still. So what lies ahead in the evolution of the monetary system? What is the next big development? This year's annual economic report argues that the monetary system could be on the cusp of another major leap. The watchword is tokenization. Tokenization is more than just the digital representation of money and assets. Tokens integrate the records of an asset, normally found in a traditional database, with the rules and logic governing transfers. By doing so, tokenization introduces two important capabilities. First, enables the contingent performance of actions. And second, it enables composability where multiple actions can be bundled together into one executable package.
The blockchain.
Now, to understand what this all means, it's useful to start by considering how things work today.
So then he breaks down how the normal monetary system works. I watched this whole video. It's powerful, right? And then we're going into a new system, right? So basically your banking system, when you walk in, let's just make this simple. So if I walk into Wells Fargo Bank and I want to send a wire to my friend in Japan to buy a home, right? So what I do is I fill out paperwork with a banker, it gets approved by a manager, and they say the cutoff time is 2:00. It goes up and through the SWIFT system, right? Through the Federal Reserve down there. Now we hope that we get everything right and everything's good to go so we can close on the house properly. What we're moving to is that from the old archaic banking system, Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, where now everything is interconnected. So I can just go on my phone, and this is why the banks are panicking, guys. Non-bank financial institutions. If you understand at a very deep level, and if they don't regulate this properly, you can create your own system on just like things like XRPL. If you have governance, you could create your own system where you do your own bill pay. But the trusted financial institutions are working to become part of this system. And that's why they're resisting it. That's why they're suing it. That's why they're regulating it. And they're going to transform into custodying your cryptocurrency. FedNow services as a qualified direct deposit. The money is going to move through the system, and your drunk uncle, I keep bringing up your drunk uncle, is not even going to know that he's operating on cryptocurrency or blockchain, guys. He's going to laugh at you as you're literally transforming your family's life financially, and you're able to travel the world and do the things you no longer trade time for money, but you're going to use money to free up your time. And your drunk uncle will still sit there and say, oh, cryptocurrency is a fraud. Dude, you're using cryptocurrency. You're using blockchain. So think of this as a transformation, right? They said it was the mark of the beast when we got debit cards. They said it was the mark of the beast when we went to online banking. They said it was the mark of the beast with social media. The very people that judge social media now have an iPhone. They have Facebook. They have Instagram. Everybody judging TikTok now has TikTok. We resist what we don't understand. It's called fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And until you're the generational shifter and you break outside that box, you better be ready for judgment, because first they judge you. Then they respect you, like, oh shit, he's not going to stop. And then they either follow you or completely abandon you. And that has zero to do with you. If people abandon you because you become a better person, and if you have good intentions and you wake up every single day not wanting to harm society, but doing good things for society, then what are you worried about judgment for? A lot of you are making your financial moves based on advice from people who have no idea what's happening. They're taking advice from a financial advisor that's getting compensated and going on trips from that financial company because they're selling that product and service that benefits the bank. You're putting your money into a bank, a fixed account, and they're taking your money and leveraging it, lending it out, and putting it into the capital markets. It's not against the system. There's nothing wrong with the banking system, guys. This is all in the account addendas. You can read all this stuff. It's not a nonprofit organization. The problem is financial education. The problem is we just have accepted this as our reality. That's the problem. And the question is, we're not asking why, because everybody says, well, that's the way it's always been. I expect my kids to say, you know what, that doesn't seem right. Let me question what you're doing, because I'm moving in. My kids, as they grow up and people around me, they may have knowledge that I've never experienced. So be open. Listen, it's not just because it's always been that way. That's why we're in this position. That's why 1% of the population owns 97% of the wealth. And that's why if you give $1 million to every single person in society, do you realize it will end up in the same hands because you didn't rewire the foundation? That's the reason why I ended up on my parents' couch 4 years ago, because I didn't rewire the foundation. I knew how to make money. I was a hustler. I could make money. I moved very quickly up from banking 17 years ago and losing everything, but I kept losing my money because I didn't rewire the foundation. Now it's my job to teach the next generation. I will not teach my kids to trade time for money. I will teach them to use money to free up time so they can do what they want, when they want, how they want. Okay, so this is right off the Bank of International Settlements right here. The crypto ecosystem, key elements, and risk. Now, remember, I'm going to share with you guys. So tomorrow's video will be about 1970 and the connections here. I'm just going to speak more openly, kind of free flow tomorrow. I'm just going to like verbally vomit off the top of my head, my logical circuit. And then what was I going to talk about? Oh, then I'll talk about G20 on Thursday if I can remember all this stuff. But this is from the Bank of International Settlements. So again, we need to understand who's moving the monetary system. This is the Bank of Banks. It says the report outlines the policy options to mitigate the multi-risk around crypto poses to investors, a traditional financial system. So we move from crypto as a fraud to, listen, we're just trying to figure out these risks, right? So this breaks down all, you can read these documents, guys. You can read these documents. It says multilateral incentives in the area coordinated by the Financial Stability Board are already taking steps to reach consensus on the appropriate regulatory actions. Not is crypto going to be here. Multilateral initiatives in this area coordinated by Financial Stability Board are already taking steps to reach consensus on appropriate regulatory action. The FSB has already published a proposed framework for the international regulation of crypto assets. It's already published their recommendations, guys. This framework contains two core components. First, it makes the recommendations that promote the consistency and comprehensiveness of regulatory, supervisory, and oversight approaches to crypto asset activities, markets, and strengthens the international cooperation, coordination, and information sharing. Second, it sets out revised high-level recommendations for regulation, supervision, and oversight of global stablecoin. Guys, not if. It's like here they're setting out regulation of a global stablecoin, arrangements to address the associated financial stability risk more effectively. The IMF has also published its view on the core elements of an effective policy framework for advertising the risk posed by crypto assets. So show this video to your financial advisor that is still telling you that cryptocurrency is a fraud. Okay, I'm not telling you should pour your life savings into crypto. That would be foolish. It's still extremely speculative. But what I should tell you is what I did is I got some exposure to crypto and it radically changed my life. And it's going to radically change my financial wealth in the next 24 months. But I'm not foolish. I'm spread out outside of crypto. I use Index Universal Life. When I booms up, I'm securing my wealth and my principal, and I'm compounding. I'm diversified in business. I'm coming up on equity in 9 companies. Okay. I was on my parents' couch 4 years ago. If I can do this, you can, family. And I say this stuff with risk of feeling people getting pissed for me bragging about this, but I'm sharing with you because it's possible for you. You can do this. The gap from where you're at and where you want to go is information. And the gap after that is discipline and consistency. And the gap after that is the fact that you need to put in the work every single day for a long enough period of time to rewire the foundation to create a new situation. That's it. If you want to be a billionaire, guess what? Billionaires are no different than you. Put their pants on the same way. Figure out what a billionaire does, what their activities and behaviors are, and multiply what do you call it? Copy it every single day until you build your own style. I guarantee you, they're not worried about complaining about bullshit like Jamie Foxx being cloned. They're not worrying about that shit. They're waking up, figuring out how to move their family forward, how to move the needle forward. They're not worried about this new country song that's out, whether it's racist or not. Like, who cares, guys? Don't listen to it. They're not going on someone's Twitter, like my Twitter, and judging that I put my prayers on Twitter. Then block me and hit the unfollow button. The beautiful thing about this is everybody has choice, man. We're in the freest country in the world in America, and we're the most undisciplined individuals because freedom is not free. It is not free. Discipline and consistency done for a long enough period of time will change the situation and rewire the foundation. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody, guys. The Christ that I follow, he said, I'm already saved. He said, in the beginning is the end. My actions and behaviors matter. And yes, I repeat the same things over and over and over again because what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. So the reality that you're facing right now is your actions, your behaviors. Outside of adult care, guys, it's your actions, your behaviors. When you're inside adult care, your parents make decisions that affect you. Yeah, absolutely. And they indoctrinated your subconscious mind. But once you're an adult, it's your decisions, your actions, your behaviors. And if you want an amazing life, then make it happen. Make it happen. Okay. Number one, Number one golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated. Number two is the number one commandment in the Bible. What is it? Love God with all your heart and love humanity as you love God, and you're good to go. Like, let everything else fall into place. Enjoy your fucking life. Have a great time. Enjoy yourself, guys. The sky is always going to be falling. There's always going to be chaos because that's what sells. If all of us realize this secret, all these problems would go away. But guess what? That's not going to happen. But it can happen in your life. So pull the log out of your eye before pulling the straw out of another's. Do what you can the next 12 to 24 months and watch your life radically change. I love you very, very much. And this is coming from my heart, a genuine place in my heart and a love for humanity, because I love you as I love God. Even those who judge me, because I can't judge you back. The reason why I don't hate on you guys, I can't judge you back. My life is all fucked up. I'm working on myself. Like, how can I judge you? I'm all fucked up. So why would I judge you? Do you see what I'm saying? These haters try to get under my skin. You can't get under my skin. I know my own inequities. I know I'm all messed up. I got my own demons I'm battling. So I'm not going to jump into your demon pool. Anyways, well, I love you guys. I appreciate. So tomorrow I'm just going to rant like this. I'm going to really break down. I'm just going to actually like flow like a rapper off my logical circuit. I feel like doing it. And I'm just going to flow and I'm just going to spout. So if I get stuff wrong, whatever, I'm just going to share with you guys. I'm going to let my logical circuit flow based on what I think is happening with the monetary system, consciously, love, frequency, and we'll see where we end up. I love you guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. So this is a series. So if you haven't watched Monday's video, watch Monday's video. This one will make more sense. And then tomorrow will be a free flow based on our monetary system. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.